Isaiah chapter 13, page 423 in the scriptures. The message concerning Babel, which Yeshayahu, Isaiah, son of Amoz, saw. Lift up a banner on the high mountain, raise your voice to them, wave your hand, let them enter the gates of the nobles. I have commanded my set-apart ones, my saints. I have also called my mighty men from my displeasure, my profoundly exulting ones. The noise of an uproar in the mountains, like that of many people, the noise of uproar of the reigns of nations gathered together. Yahuwah of hosts is gathering an army for battle. They are coming from a distant land, from the end of the heavens, even Yahuwah and his weapons of displeasure to destroy all the earth. Howl, for the day of Yahuwah is near. It comes as a destruction from the Almighty. Anecdotally, I've heard a lot of people in the Christian church say, I can't wait for the coming of the glory of the Lord. Well, listen, every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess. Will it be triumphant? Yes. But if you're not trembling in your boots when the creator of the universe assembles his army to destroy all the earth, you're probably doing it wrong. Therefore all hands go limp, every man's heart melts, and they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows take a hold of them. They are in pain as a woman in labor. They are amazed at one another. See their faces aflame. See, the day of Yahuwah is coming, fierce with wrath and heat of displeasure, to lay the earth waste and to destroy its sinners from it. Destroy its sinners. What is sin? 1 John 3 verse 4. Sin is lawlessness. To destroy the lawless from it. What does Yeshua say in Matthew 7 verse 21? Master, Master, have we not prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and done many mighty works in your name? And truly I shall say unto them, depart from me, you who work lawlessness, for I never knew you. See, the day of Yahuwah is coming, fierce with wrath and heat of displeasure, to lay the earth waste and destroy its sinners from it. For the stars of the heavens and their constellations do not give off their light. The sun shall be dark at its rising, and the moon not send out its light. And I shall punish the world for its evil, and the wrong for their crookedness, and shall put an end to the arrogance of the proud, and lay low the pride of the ruthless. I shall make mortal man scarcer than fine gold, and mankind scarcer than the gold of Ophir. So I shall make the heavens tremble, and the earth shall shake from her place in the wrath of Yahuwah of hosts, and in the day of the heat of his displeasure. And it shall be as the hunted gazelle, and as a sheep that no man takes up. Every man turns to his own people, and everyone flees to his own land. Whoever is found is thrust through, and everyone taken falls by the sword. And their children are dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses plundered, and their wives ravished. See, I'm stirring up the Medes against them, who do not regard silver, and as for gold, they do not delight in it. And bows dash the young to pieces, and they have no compassion on the fruit of the womb. Their eye spares no children. And Babel, the splendor of kings, the comeliness of the pride of Kasdim, shall be as when Elohim overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. She shall never be inhabited, nor be settled from generation to generation, nor shall the Arabian pitch tents there, nor shepherds rest their flocks there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be filled with owls, and ostriches shall dwell there, and wild goats frolic there, and hyenas shall cry in their citadels, and jackals in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her days are not drawn out. Because Yahuwah has compassion on Jacob, and shall again choose Israel, and give them rest in their own land. Not Israel, the nation state, Israel, Genesis 32. He who is striving with Elohim, he who is overcome with Elohim by the blood of the Son, and he who is ruling with Elohim, the ideal state of man as created by the Father, to rule and subdue, to guard the garden and to work it, to take responsibility, to execute on the Father's authority, to be his hands and feet. That's Israel. It's not an imaginary border on a map. It's the Father's chosen people. And if you believe in Messiah, you're grafted into the family, which is why the Father gives us a book of rules, is how we conduct ourselves in this family. How shall we behave? And shall again choose Israel and give them rest in their own land. And the strangers shall join them, and they shall cling to the house of Jacob. And people shall take them and bring them to their own place. And the house of Israel shall possess them for servants and female servants in the land of Yahuwah. And they shall make captives of their captors and rule over their oppressors. And it shall be in the day Yahuwah gives you rest from your sorrow and from your trouble and the hard service in which you were made to serve, that you shall take up this proverb against the king of Babel, and say, how the oppressor has ceased, the gold gatherer ceased. Yahuwah has broken the staff of the wrong, the scepter of the rulers. He who struck the people in wrath with ceaseless blows, he who ruled the nations in displeasure, is persecuted and no one restrains. All the earth is at rest and at peace. They shall break forth into singing. Even the cypress trees rejoice over you, the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since you were cut down, no woodcutter has come up against us. Sheol, hell from beneath, is excited about you, to meet you at your coming. It stirs up the dead for you, all the chief ones of the earth. It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. All of them respond and say to you, have you also become as weak as we? Have you become like us? Your arrogance has been brought down to Sheol, and the sound of your stringed instruments. The maggot is spread under you, and worms cover you. How you have fallen from the heavens, O Hallel, son of the morning, the shining one, Satan. You have been cut down to the ground, you who laid low the nations. For you have said in your heart, let me go up to the heavens, let me raise my throne above the stars of Elohim, and let me sit in the mount of appointment on the sides of the north. Let me go up above the heights of the clouds, and let me be like the Most High. But you were brought down to Sheol, to the sides of the pit. Those who see you stare at you and ponder over you, saying, is this the man who made the earth tremble, who shook kingdoms, who made the world as a wilderness and destroyed its cities, who would not open the house of his prisoners? All the kings of the nations, all of them, were laid in esteem, everyone in his own house. But you have been thrown from your burial site like an abominable branch. A branch, part of the family, cut off because of transgression. Like the garment of those who are killed, thrust through with the sword, who go down to the stones of the pit like a trampled corpse. You are not joined with them in the burial place, for you have destroyed your land and killed your people. Let the seed of the evildoers never be mentioned. Prepare his children for slaughter, because of the crookedness of their fathers, lest they rise up and possess the land and fill the face of the world with cities. And I shall rise up against them, declares Yahuwah of hosts, and shall cut off from Babel the name and remnant and offspring and descendant, declares Yahuwah. And I shall make it a possession for the porcupine and marshes of muddy water, and shall sweep it with the broom of destruction, declares Yahuwah of hosts. Yahuwah of hosts has sworn, saying, truly as I have planned, so it shall be, and as I have purposed, so it stands. To break a shore in my land, and tread him down on my mountains, and his yoke shall be removed from them, and his burden removed from their shoulders. This is the counsel that is counseled for all the earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out over all nations. The hand, outstretched hand, Yeshua. You see the clear delineation between the Father's people and the blessings that they experience in this day and everybody else, Babylon the whore, and the destruction that she has earned. By what? How is this accomplished? The hand that is stretched out over all nations. This dovetails with Revelation 19 when Yeshua returns as high priest, sits upon the white horse in a robe, a priestly robe dipped in blood, and shepherds the entire earth with a rod of iron and destroys all the kings, all the princes, all the strong men, all the armies. There's so much dead that the birds feast upon their flesh. Clear. Oh, well, Jesus is love. Yes, until he's not. Until at the end of the days he returns and he sets everything to rights. And there's some people that do not make it into the family. There's a lot of people that don't make it into the family because they didn't behave according to the rules set forth for the family. and they made Dad mad. And Dad's had enough. For Yahuwah of hosts has counseled, and who annuls it? And his hand that is stretched out, who turns it back? This is the message which came in the year that sovereign Ahaz died. Do not rejoice, all you of Philistia, that the rod that struck you is broken. For out of the serpent's roots comes forth an adder, and its offspring is a fiery flying serpent. And the firstborn of the poor shall feed, and the needy lie down in safety. And I shall kill your roots with scarcity of food, and it shall kill your remnant. Howl, O gate, cry, O city, melt away, all of you of Philistia, for smoke shall come from the north, and there is no stranger in his ranks. And what does one answer the messenger of a nation? That Yahuwah has founded Zion, and the poor of his people take refuge in it. What is Zion? That shining city on the hill where the Father put his name, Yerushalayim. If you read Revelation 21, there's a new heaven and a new earth and a new Jerusalem and a new temple. And Yeshua is high priest and king over all the earth in the line of David, the root of Jesse, the branch that is sent forth as a righteous king who rules justly. You want to be part of the family. To be part of the family, you have to act the way the family acts. Luckily for us, Dad, the Father, Yahuwah our Elohim, the Lord our God, wrote down the way he expects us to act. And when we fall outside of that expectation, it's called sin. It's transgression of the Father's word. And willful sin is a direct denial of the work that Yeshua did to redeem us and to wipe away our sin. Sin is lawlessness, 1 John 3 verse 4. Yeshua wiped away your lawlessness. Why? So that you can live unto righteousness. Righteousness, Luke 1 verse 6, blamelessly walking in the commands. Why? So that we can be part of the family, so that we can experience the inheritance that was promised to Abraham's seed thousands of years ago, which is made manifest by the second coming of Mashiach, Messiah. Act accordingly. Bless y'all. Shalom.